What is up, guys? This is B Bricks from the Brick Duo here, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick update what I've been up to this weekend. So, as we said about a week or two ago, we were taking apart the Tower Bridge, and a big process of this was going to be going ahead and cleaning these parts because this set was on shelves for about 8 years or so, and we just got a lot of crap on these pieces, tons of dust. Luckily, this Lego was not in a spot where it was hitting direct sunlight. So they're not like sun bleached or anything like that. The colors have not changed, but as you can see, especially with some of these base plates, yeah, these are disgusting. There's so much crap on these gray pieces that were exposed. You can see what pieces were covered and which weren't. And yeah, there's just a lot of dust on them. So this has been a huge cleaning process for me. I spent so many hours in this so far because I just want to make sure I do it right. Make sure next time I open up this box, I can build it and have it end up being a good experience and not being too much time sorting pieces, cleaning pieces here and there. So yeah, essentially, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of an overview of my process of how I clean pieces. So first, you gotta take apart the entire set, right? I've got my huge pile of bricks here. Second, we're gonna go ahead and wash them, and I'll go ahead and cut to that and show you guys how I do that. Alright, and we are back. And so here's basically what I do. Put all the pieces in a colander, what you'd use for pasta or anything like that. Make sure when you get these, the holes aren't big enough for any studs to get through, because that's going to be bad if they go down the drain. And yeah, essentially, just use some warm water. Not too hot. You don't want the plastic to get distorted or anything like that. But yeah, be sure it's warm, not too hot. That's probably a good temperature right there. And I sort of just take this thing, try and get all the pieces wet, really as much as possible. And just sort of let this sit here for a few minutes, making sure that all these pieces get reached, sort of getting the water around everywhere. Now, some people, when they have their sets up for a long time, it gets sort of like sticky, like not necessarily just dust. And for that, I would recommend using soap or some other cleaning product along with the water. However, it seems like it's just dust on these pieces, and it's been working out so far. So this has sort of been my strategy. And yeah, just let this sit for a little bit. We'll get this a little bit more. And yeah, I'll cut back to you guys in a minute or two when this is done. And here we are back at the cleaning table. And so here's our pieces. What we want to do is basically just get a towel and sort of just spread them out as best as we can. Just a little bit at a time. You don't want to get too crazy. Sorry about the camera angle here. Just don't want to spill any pieces. So maybe just take about that many pieces. And yeah, as you can see, I'll try to get a close up here. There's always just a ton of water in these pieces. So much more water than like I expected. I haven't really done a deep clean like this for a larger set in quite some time. This is this water spot right here. And it actually does take quite a while for these pieces to dry out. And that's something I'm sort of realizing doing this process. And so one of the challenges, especially with this set, is you don't really want watermarks on these pieces. If you just let them dry in a huge pile, like if I poured all those pieces out at the same time, you're going to start to see watermarks when it dries. And it's honestly, it's not the hugest deal, but at least for me, I just want the set to look as clean as possible. So next time I take it out, obviously, you know, it's going to be in great shape. And so I try and just spread them out on this towel as much as possible, and I sort it in a different color. So I might have like a white pile here, light gray here, right? And I sort of just go through this process of basically going through every single piece that went through the water and the wash. So one of the pieces in particular that has been a bit challenging, that I'm not really sure exactly the best way to do this. It's hard to get a good angle here, but essentially these window pieces, can you see that? There's some water droplets on it. Now if these dry on it, it like really fogs up for some reason this plastic piece, and it just like does not look good. Like, and I'm trying to figure out a good way to sort of fix that problem. I've just been punching out this little glass pane, and it's been kind of challenging, to be honest, like to get my finger in there and do that. And I feel like I'm gonna like snap the piece in half sometimes. So I've been really meticulously taking these apart and trying to do that, dry these off. But again, some pieces especially just take a really long time to dry out. Something like this as well that has more deep grooves. always want to make sure you place it upside down like this. And like I said, I would just recommend taking your time. Don't do this to the point, you know, where it's gonna be like no fun at all. I always just have some YouTube going on in the background. Some people, some Lego YouTubers like to watch, or just have Netflix on or something like that, and try to make this an enjoyable experience. Like I said, you know, it's gonna be worth it in the long run once you take this set out again to have these clean pieces. It's one of those things where if you get it to the point where there's so much dirt and just grime on it and stuff like that, that it's just gonna take so long to get it off that it's just, you're just going to get a new set at that point. So again, it's always best just when you take them apart, if you've had it up for, you know, 8-9 years, just to give it a real good deep clean. And as always, make sure your sets are not in direct sunlight. If that were the case for this set, I mean, these white pieces would be yellow. Some of these gray pieces would be really bad, and that's why I'm not really into buying used sets for that reason, because I don't know, I feel like I take good care of my sets, and sometimes I'm like, I don't even know if I would want to like sell it and like with all this dust on it, you know what I mean? Like I always feel like you need to clean it and stuff like that. So, and it's just the reality. Some people just don't take as good care of the sets as you do, especially, you know, if they're not a serious collector. So again, just a good overview, guys. This has sort of been my weekend project, and yeah, this is Brick Duo signing out.